Beep beep, what is up ninjas? My name is Semrold and today we're going to be looking at the sample pack and sound banks of Psytrance Revolution, the ultimate Psytrance pack. Been working 2 months on it guys and it's finally here and I'm super proud of it. Today I'm going to be going over some of the presets in Silent One Serum and some of the sample pack features you're going to see so that you guys can see if it's a good fit for you. If you want to check out the project files, you're going to be able over at the evilsounds.com website, or if you're watching this from there, just scroll down a little bit more and you'll see the project file demos so you can check those out. So let's get started guys. We're going to have a Silent One pack and a Serum pack, and the reason for that is because Silent One tends to have a different vibe than Serum and I wanted to provide that. In all honesty, if I could, I would have Silent One and that's it, but I know a lot of people are using Serum, so Serum's going to have 100 presets and Silent One is only going to have 40, but they're going to be amazing presets. So the first thing we're going to be greeted, as you can see, is going to be acid type sounds. Let's show a couple. So a very mono-ish one, and then we have a very stereo-ish one. So that's going to be the acid with a lot of delay, as you can see there. Acid overwatch. So I do hope that you guys can use these, mess with the module, and also legato them. They tend to give you nice kind of crispy results, very unique if you legato them. So just a quick little tip there. Moving on, we're going to have ARPs as well that are going to have very unique kind of sequences. And this is, this is not a stranger to Psytrance. Psytrance is going to have rolling bass lines, acid type leads here and there, and also ARPs which have a very mysterious kind of vibe to them. So we've supplied a couple to get you guys started if you want to see how they're made, so you can make them yourself as well. And they're going to sound like this. Check it out. Now, ARP wheel is going to increase the LFO gain on this to make it sound a little bit more dissonant. So this sound is actually pretty cool, and it's only going to be available to make if you have a chorus on it, using it at a very high feedback. Next one's Danger Manger Hanger. And it's a very nice one. And then we got ARP note. Similar sound as you can see, but a different arpeggiator. From there, we're going to go into the bass lines, which is going to be the main reason why I decided to make a Silent One sound bank, because the basses just tend to sound a little bit better here. But Serum does give you access to a lot more complex effects. But let's check these out. Increase the module up. So here we have a very standard kind of Psytrance bass. I think it sounded a little bit like a guitar, like a plug guitar, so that's why we called it that. But keep in mind, you can layer these together, guys, and that's what I hope you guys do. This one's going to be a nice kind of bass that you can add as a layer as well to give it that nice top end. Make sure to cue them together though. K2 Pakistan, I was watching mountain exploring videos, and that's going to be a big mountain over in Pakistan, so I decided why not call this preset that. It's a very nice one, by the way. It's going to have a bit of a stereo vibe to it thanks to Oscillator B2 here, so make sure to check that out if you run around this preset. Main tab. So as you can see, most of the Psytrance bass are going to have that same format, but they're all going to have a different vibe to them. And the Psytrance bass is just a very simple kind of hit to it. If you're going to be using this pack and you're going to want to have like longer bass lines, make sure that you increase the decay on the bass, so you get that boom boom kind of effect. From there, guys, we're going to be having access to leads and effects. Effects are very important in Psytrance, so you're going to find a lot of effects in this pack. We did not skimp out on them, as you're going to see once we get into the sample pack. But here we have an effects from Silent One. Money. So a very nasty growl. The original, the generic Psytrance down pitch, of course. We needed to have that. Reverse uplifter. Make sure you put on delay if you want that effect. You tend to hear a lot in Psytrance music. They have a lot of ping pong delays. From there, we have the lead. So they're going to be very weird. Clicky laser. This one, you're going to have to use it with the fast attack. So that means it's a fast tun 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 kind of MIDI, and it's going to change every time you hit it. So that's the cool thing about it. So you can kind of get those nice sequences that you tend to hear. Hold me down. It's one of my favorite ones actually from the Silent One pack, Mount Baldy. And you can increase the module. So as you can see, the sounds are very Psytrancey, and that's the purpose of this pack. It's not a pack for every kind of EDM, it's a pack for Psytrance. Alright guys, now moving along to the Serum presets. The Serum presets, you're going to have access to 100 of them. And they're going to be very heavily based on effects. I'll tell you right off the bat, bass and effects. Because Psytrance right now is at a point where it's heavily based on effects. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have a lot of presets out there that already you can use for leads and pads. So we really put a lot of emphasis on that. So if we go over to the pack here, as you can see, we have a lot of presets and effects. First off, we're going to have acid type of sound. This one has a cool effects feature so that you can kind of use that. And then we're going to have the bass lines. The bass lines in Serum tend to sound a little bit more digital, a little bit more colder, but I suggest you layer them with the silent one ones to get really cool results. Here we have a basic generic Psytrance bass, which is very similar to just that saw bass. Mess with the cutoff. So you can kind of do some cool kind of modulations there. B-Sound roller. So very cool there to layer. This one has a stereo. Now this one, Captain Hook Ping Pong Bass, is actually going to be more of an effects. And if you hear one of Captain Hook's songs, he tends to have this panning bass left and right, which sounds like this. So I wanted to have it for this pack. I thought it sounded really cool. You can mess with the pitch ratio here. Distortion. If you want to add it, very nasty as you can see. Now moving along, we have Coming to You Soon BA. This is one of my favorite presets for bass lines in Serum. I'm a huge fan of Coming Soon, and they have this song called Fucking Society, and this is where this bass is inspired from. It's almost super identical, so I'm really proud of this one. And they use it as an offbeat bass, so make sure you check that one out if you're making offbeat kind of bass lines there. Here we have another bass. Now keep in mind, you can mace with the decay time to kind of have it just be a little bit longer if you want to have it longer. And then we have Driven Hard, which is just a sequence if you just want to use it straight across. And then we have a lot of more bass lines here, guys. But let's move a bit faster, or else would be here all day. But you're going to find a lot of bass lines that you can just layer well together. This one is pretty cool because it changes over time. And it sounds really cool when you use it as a rolling bass because it's changing and modulating over time in a very good way. Now, with the effects, as I stated, we're going to have a lot of them. And one of the things I wanted to do with this pack was that a lot of, packs out there, they have a lot of effects as samples, but they don't offer the patches for the samples so that you can go in and know how to make them yourself. So in this, you're going to find a lot of generic Psytrance effects that you've heard and that you haven't heard before. And I hope that you can learn from them or just get them, make them your own so that you can use them for your songs. So check this one out. Speed demon. Mess with the speed. EO is going to be like a phaser effect to it, so it's very cool. As you can see, bubbles. It's a very atmospheric shot. We have click, a down pitch, an FX Drive Me Hard Baby. It's just going to be a shot. The generic, the fucking the generic ass kind of effect, so that you guys can have that. The very liquid sounding kind of Psytrance effects, as you can see there. You're going to have a lot of access to that, guys. We're also going to be having leads here, as you can see. Some are going to be very simple, like you can make this mono if you want. And this is going to be more for melodics for Psytrance. And then we're going to have click mice. You can kind of design this click to be yours by just lowering the speed maybe. So play around with that mod wheel. It's super cool there. More it's going to have more low into it. So if you want to use this in the drop, make sure you don't put that mod wheel up. But if you want to use it as a tension builder in the break, by all means, you can do it. Moving along, we're also going to have access to ethnic instruments. And I wanted to have these in here. So that you guys can have access to them. I know not a lot of people can afford contacts, so these are going to be sampled instruments for you guys. And we try to make them as realistic as possible, in all honesty. But there are going to be a few limitations with them. But if you don't use them in a crazy manner where it doesn't sound like it's actually one of those instruments, like because some instruments you can't play that fast, then they're going to sound very, very good in your mix. So I really like those there. Extraterrestrial is going to be a very simple lead. It's going to give you nice kind of Stranger Things vibes, but you can use that in a break. Foreman Distorted, super cool. No formant on it. So this one's created by using a formant filter before distortion, and that's going to help distort that formant and get it to sound a little bit more like kind of like someone's talking. Moving along, guys, let's keep going here. We're going to have some more like team. So very formant type of sounds there, as you can see. So we're going to have a lot of that there, and also lead. So make sure to mess with the modules because they do open the doors and give you like an extra sound as well. Next, we have Asian Tempo. Literally my favorite pad preset right now of all time, I believe. It just sounds so nice. From there, guys, we're going to have the standard plugs that you guys already know how they sound. We kind of got a little bit unique with them, but it's going to be pretty much the basic stuff. I do want to show the sequences, though, because that's where the pack really is going to shine. For instance, we have here Aliens Contacting Me. Let's put this at 140 BPM so you can hear it. So mess around with that. This one's really cool. Bleep. These are cool for drops. You can just lay them out on a drop and hold the MIDI note all the way through, and they will act as really good sequenced effects that you're gonna hear. So as you can see, so you can mess around with those modules, guys. So we're gonna have a lot of them, as you can see. Also vocal shot. As you can. So these are gonna be really. And these are gonna be, again, to be used as, you know, one shot. But the cool thing about it is that you don't have to just use it as one shot. You could be like, and move around between them to kind of get different variations from it. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be the Serum Pack. There's going to be a lot for you to discover in there, and hopefully these kind of help you guys and get inspired to make really cool sounds. Last one, we have Synth Shop to kind of get really cool there. Now, going over to the Sound Pack, as you're going to see here, Iboga Revolution is actually Psytrance Revolution. You're going to have, first off, bass rhythm midis. And these are going to be useful for you guys to use to kind of start an idea if you want. I looked at a lot of songs, and we pretty much got the rhythm down from a lot of the big ones that are on the Beatport's Top 100. So these guys are going to be based on that in terms of the rhythm. And you can use them to make your own drops and start really fast on an idea. Next, you're going to have access to drum fills. Some of them are going to be really cool, like that you tend to hear a lot in Psytrance, which are going to sound like this. Check it out. So let's increase the volume here. As you can see there, they sound pretty cool, and that's how you're going to use them. You're going to have access to very normal ones and very tribal ones as well. We're also going to have access to drum hits, like cinematic drum hits. They're going to be key labeled for you because it's very important that they're in key. So make sure to check them out and make sure to use them for drops, claps, hats, and kicks as well, guys. Psytrance kind of claps tend to be very thinnish, so that's why they're going to be kind of small. They're not going to be long claps like pass. There's no reason to have those. We're going to have access to 20 hats here, 15 kicks in different styles. So make sure you pick a kick and try to revolve your bass around it. That's the biggest tip I'm going to give you guys, to make sure that the kick fits with the track. Next, we have percussion. These are going to be more ethnic bass. As you can see, we have shakers. We have snares. And then we have a couple of top kicks that we use to make the kicks up there, just in case you guys want to layer them on top of a kick because you feel like it's not clicky enough. So very simple there. We're going to have access to Indian drum loops as well, or ethnic. Oh, so these are going to be mainly used in breakdowns, but you can kind of chop them up and use them to make drops if you want to have those guys there. Get feed off the rhythm there, and then maybe you can use your own cinematic kits from here to make your own. Next thing we have, guys, and this is the important part, are the effects. The effects, there's gonna be a ton. First off, synth fills, we're gonna have access to 40, and these are gonna sound very cool. I'll show you a couple. So they're all going to be liquidy effects. You're going to have access to 40 of those, and it's very important to have these in Psytrance, because if you've heard Psytrance, you know they go crazy ham with these type of effects, like all over the place. Super cool there. We're going to have access to 20 uplifters. Some of them are going to be very basic in the sense that, you know, keeping it simple. Very standard white noise opening up, but we're also going to have some crazy ones like... So they're going to have access to all of that, guys, just so you can make Psytrance, and that's really all you need. Inside of here, you're going to find more stuff, guys, like the drum loops, the top loops. And a lot of these are only going to work with triple kind of type of bass line, so make sure you try them out if you do purchase the pack. With that being said, guys, that's going to be pretty much the pack. You know, there's more sounds that you guys can go through, but I'll let you guys discover those yourself. If you want to support the pack, as always, it's going to be there, and you support the channel as well. As always, guys, if you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time, ninjas. You guys take care, and I hope that you guys enjoy the Psytrance Revolution pack as much as I enjoyed making it. You guys take care. Peace out.